A year ago today, here in southeastern Turkey, a terrible earthquake shook this place, and we're back today in the part of Antioch where a lot of the relief work has been going on. And it's raining like it was raining a year ago, and many people are today shedding tears, remembering, going to the cemeteries to just to recall their lives of the loved ones that they've lost. It's tragic for so many people.
Here on the ground behind me, you see what is left of buildings, as the buildings have been already torn down and destroyed. Some buildings, the few buildings that are still standing, have been condemned and will need to be destroyed.
All along here there used to be 5-story buildings, and so then they were limited to be living in this small tent. They did receive a bathroom and a shower a few months back, but they didn't have a house to connect it to. So we were able to build them a house down here. We're going to take a look at that here in a second.
This building behind me is what a lot of the CMML disaster funds have been put to use for, to build small homes in the middle of little gardens behind houses that fell down, to give people a place to live in after the earthquake.
So you can see what this house looks like. It's about 23 square meters, and we're able to usually build it with a team of 5 or 6 people, and 2 or 3 hours we're able to erect it. It's like putting together a big 3D puzzle, and we put together these frames, we hammer them together, all the material's been pre-cut, and we lay in some plywood for the flooring. We have insulation around the sides and across the roof, and then we're able to put in a couple windows, a door, and it makes a nice home for people. 2 bedrooms connected by a door here. But it's not a mansion, but it's comfortable. When you've been living in a tent, this feels like a palace, you know, and you can see the expression on their face, the joy they have when they're able to, you know, lock the door and have some privacy. And they're able to, you know, sleep off the ground and away from the rats and the snakes, you know, giving them an opportunity to carry on in a more or less livable way. Makes a big difference for them.
Today, a year later, people continue to grieve, buildings continue to be demolished, but the people here are continuing to be open to the gospel as they are provided for by believers around the world that have come together to offer assistance, and this has allowed them to appreciate the love of Christ and be open to the gospel.
In a year's time, we've seen God do just amazing things, open amazing doors. Part of the product of this is where we're at right now, a new church that's been started here in ancient Seleucia, the town of Samandağ today, and people are worshiping here every week now. We're doing distribution from here, and all this effort has produced this a great camaraderie in this city. Many have heard the gospel, and we continue to share with them. We had a meeting last night in which we were able to gather together with those who had lost immediate family members. A lot of tears were shed, but many of them are ready to start moving forward and beginning to think about the chapter to come and what they're going to leave behind for their children. And we're here to help them in that next stage, and continuing to be with them, walking with them through this journey is so important. Just helping them in the immediate relief work is not enough. Showing them that we're here for the long run, that we're here because we genuinely care for them and for their children and families is so important, because so many of them are still living in tents, still sleeping in mud, still have not been able to put their lives back together. And so many of them are in desperate need of housing, of clothing, just basic necessities. And so we want to continue to support this effort moving forward, continue to show the love of Christ, even as many other, even government agencies have exited, have moved on, and are only serving their constituents. We want to show that we're here for the long run, and that we genuinely care for them, and that the love of Christ isn't just covered the first few months after an earthquake, but really we're here to embrace them and to lead them on. It's the greatest joy, of course, is to see them come to know the Lord, and to see them, their lives transformed, to see now smiles on their faces, and to see hope in their hearts. And thank you for being a part of that, for your faithful support and prayers. And we'd just like to continue to bring this to your attention, because something exciting is happening. In fact, right now is the time when the harvest is really coming forth after all these years all this months of sowing, of helping, of serving. Now is the time where we can really see the harvest come out. We want to be here to move that to the next level. Thank you for your prayers, for your support. We greatly appreciate it.